Oh, we're actually going to talk about Roblox's richest people. So yeah, let's go into this video. So first is a Simo3089, okay? He made Jailbreak in around 2016. And you're like, how would a game become popular then? Well, obviously, games like that were going crazy, like Mad City. But those games are for later. And Simo3089 was like thinking like, oh, what can I do to make my Roblox game stand out from other Roblox games? So you know what he added? He started adding robberies. And he started adding cars. The game was starting to peak around at 70 to 80k players. If you guys remember that, you guys are an OG Jailbreak. But then he did one thing that could change the game. He stopped adding seasons. And now, not the seasons that we have now. The old OG seasons. And I mean the super OG seasons. He added seasons that people loved those seasons, okay? They loved them. Even Creecraft loved them. Creecraft made the game popular. I'm just gonna say that. And then Jailbreak added new seasons. Now, people were like, oh, it's probably going to be like the old seasons. No, it was. I mean, sure, the first season was pretty good, I'll admit it. But then the game started to take a fall off because their Jailbreak wasn't updating. That means other people weren't updating. It was just a game, and the community was starting to die out because people were starting to hack, and the game was starting to go downhill. So, you know what Asimo did? Asimo announced Jailbreak is ending. Jailbreak, we're quitting updating on, and they did one last live event. It's been about a month since they did that. I think it's been a month. And I'm sure it didn't peak at the players it used to be, but it was one of Roblox's most on game. Obviously, not done with this video. It cannot be just a 2-minute banger. And now we're on to Rip Indra, okay? Rip Indra is one of the Roblox's most smartest devs. I'm just gonna say that. So he made Blox Fruits in around 2019 with his brother I don't remember his name, don't judge me. And honestly, the game was just like One Piece or whatever it's called. It was just like One Piece. And that's the main reason why it blew up. But it didn't do the best, They had a few other hit games, but it wasn't doing the best. Obviously, it was doing good, but also wasn't doing, the best. So he was thinking of an idea. What can we do? What can we do to make our game stand out? So we started adding fruits. Fruits Chop, Bomb. Those old fruits, you guys remember those fruits. Of course, you guys don't, because you're stupid. I'm joking. Make sure to like and subscribe, though. And then, guess what happened? The game started to see a bit of a fall. Now you're like, what? It started to see a fall? It started to see a tiny fall. Now, obviously, they announced weekly updates. Whenever the game saw it fall, they announced weekly updates. The game started doing on monthly updates. The game started doing crazy good. And then they announced they're no longer going to do weekly updates. And the community was stressed out because they didn't want the game to die. So they moved to monthly. They moved to basically every few months. Then update 20 came out. One of Roblox's biggest updates, if you can say. They added a leopard. They added fighting moves. They added so much crazy stuff. And people wanted to spam leopard. People actually loved the leopard. And they were addicted to leopard. And people were making videos, this leopard, this, and this. People loved the leopard. But then there was a thing. There was an update around the corner that would change the game forever. V4, okay? And yes, V4 did change Roblox in a whole, okay? V4 came out. And everybody was in shock. Because everybody wanted V4. V3 was kind of boring. But people were streaming for around 11 hours to get V4. And V4 was already being hinted for around a year, but people started to like it even more. Now the V4 update, people were loving, and everybody got V4. Now this is another crazy update Blox Fruits released. They released one of the Roblox's most craziest update ever. They released the Kit Suni update. The fruit went crazy. First of all, the fruit was 4,000 Robux, so one of the most expensive fruits on Roblox, okay? And honestly, the fruit did amazing. People were making videos. The blocks were starting to get their players back. The player base was starting to come back. The community was starting to come back. And then they teased the dragon rework. Everybody was freaking out about the dragon rework. Everybody. And I mean and your mom was freaking out about it. Again, I mean everybody. And we're still waiting for the dragon rework. Let's get to the next step. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he did make MM2. That's all I know. And you're like, how would a game blow up in 2014 with knives and guns and stuff? Well, it's because people love games like that. People love cops and robbers games. Me personally, I actually was going to make one of those games. You can go look at my old videos. They're kind of cringy, but whatever. And he had an idea. How would I make a game? So we actually did steal an idea. I'm going to admit it. I don't remember what the game was. But he did steal an idea. And surprisingly, a stolen idea did work. And the game started to become very popular. It actually started, and the community is very loyal. That's another perk. Also, the community was loyal. And then he started to make crazy money off the game passes. He actually started to add the Christmas game passes. He started to add the St. Patrick game passes. He started to add a lot of game passes that would change the game. Now, there was one finger on the corner that he added, which was insane, okay? He added trading. Now, that was not, people say that was the death of the game, but people were starting to scam, okay? People were starting to say, I'll give you Robux for this and that. But guess what? People got scammed, but the community still did not die. Then MM2 did announce they're not going to be updating as frequently, even though they don't update a lot. The game still averages around 104k players, which for a Roblox game that's that old, and I mean that old, to average that much players, if they keep releasing these kind of bundles, well, obviously they're going to start getting players. Now, we're going to do Coluptus. He made his Roblox game in 2014 as well. Now, I don't think he released his game until 2015. And you're wondering, how would a building game do that good? How would a building game do that good? So Coluptus was like, what can I make to make a building game stand out? So he started adding game passes. He started adding cars. He started adding building tools. He actually added a very advanced building tools. And some YouTubers did come to the game, like Ashley the Unicorn was one of the first ones. That's kind of what made the game blow up. And then he started to add game passes. And then one of the most iconic moments ever. Guess what he added all? Guess what he added? He legit added jobs. New jobs ever. He added like a lot of new jobs. The jobs maybe didn't pay the most, but they did pay pretty good. People were starting to farm. People were starting to find strategies. And then the first elf hunt came, which was one of the most, I still have the trophy, which was one of the most craziest things ever. People loved the elf hunt. People were enjoying it like crazy. So you're wondering, like, how would an elf hunt blow up? It actually made the game even more popular. But then Bloxburg got bought for $100 million. And now, well, the game is starting to sit and rot in the Roblox community. And yes, the game is starting to die and lose player count. It's starting to become like one of those building games, not a roleplay game. And they're starting to make the game a lot more pay to win. But on the other side, at least the game is doing better than some games. Now, I do want to end this video here. Please go like and subscribe. I worked really, really hard on this documentary. Like, I swear you guys do not know how hard I work on these documentaries. Hey, if we can get this to 155 views, I will give away something in Roblox, okay? And I'll see you guys soon. Do not judge my outfit. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.